let's look in more detail at the foot itself. You want to follow along with your activity sheet and be able to draw a line from the term to the proper area on the foot. So let's start with the toes. Toes are pretty easy, right? We all know where our toes are. But did you know that they were called phalanges? They are our phalanges. All right. Next, from the toes comes the metatarsal. The metatarsal is, you can even feel, if you start at the big toe and you sort of go back, you can feel that bone. That's your metatarsal bone, right? And from each toe, you can just slide back and you have a sense of that bone. Those are your metatarsals. Now the area that is between your toes and the metatarsals, we call the ball of the foot. And this is really important for our releve, right? So releve, we want to be on a nice flat surface, which is the ball of our foot, with our toes long and separated. No crunching, right? Because the minute you crunch, it drops you back, but that's a later lesson. All right, so toes are nice and flat, and you're on the ball of the foot when you're in releve. Phalanges, ball of the foot, metatarsals, into the arch. Now when you look at different feet from the side, you'll see that the arch looks different from person to person, and that is because their own particular genetic structure, all right? Our feet do not all look the same. Some of us will have flatter feet, and that's fine. They're structurally really strong. Some of us will have a higher arch. So when your foot is placed evenly between, the weight is placed evenly on your foot between the pad of the big toe, little toe, and heel, that gives you your instep or your arch. All right, we don't want to be pulling up our arches if it takes us off proper weight on our feet. Last part of the foot that you want to know is your heel. All right, the heel bone in anatomical terms is called the calcaneus. And you can kind of feel, when you first press around on that, it kind of feels soft and squishy, which is good because we're landing on it a lot, and that's the soft tissue that gives us a cushioning effect as the calcaneus bone carries the weight. All right, so we know that the weight's supposed to be even between the 3 points of the pad of the big toe, little toe, and heel. All right, the arch is not lifted pulling you off, but we're going to have equal weight. Now, our feet take an incredible amount of abuse, and so it's really important that we know how to stand in good alignment on our feet when we're just standing or moving. Did you know that when you're walking, the amount of force that goes through each foot on every step is 1.5 times your body weight? So let's say that you weigh 50 pounds. That's 75 pounds of pressure that's going through your feet. Now, if you're running or leaping, it's even more. It's 3 times the amount of your body weight. So again, if you're 50 pounds, that would be 150 pounds of pressure that go through your feet every time you land from a jump or each time when you're running. So it's really, really important that you learn what good alignment is on your feet, and that we properly train and condition the muscles of the foot. I want you to start just standing. Place your feet in neutral right underneath, and you can close your eyes or have them open. Start by just slowly going forward and backwards, perhaps even doing a few little circles around on the feet. Feel all the edges. And when you've done that, try to find the place where you have equal weight from the front and the back, the inside and the outside. These are explorations that you would do with your students. Good. Now that you've tried this in parallel, let's turn out to first position. Let's do the same thing. Let's sort of shift. You can do this with your eyes closed. Shift from side to side, forward and backwards. Maybe even do a few little circles. See if you can feel how the weight shifts and then settle in that place where it's even. And you can feel it. You don't have to look. You can feel that your weight is even. You can try this in third position, fifth position. Of course, make sure that you do both sides. Even in fourth position to see, can I find that place where my pelvis is between my legs evenly, right? All right, on to lesson 2 with Annalisa.